I just wanted to take a minute and talk about a topic that's probably everyone's least favorite. Something so difficult and critical to this human experience. That would be the topic of grief and loss. Everyone deals with this at some point, and most times you're not ready, and even when you think you are, it just is so much different than you might expect. Grief is not a moment in time. Grief is not an incident that happens to you. Grief is something that is a lifelong process. Grief is a journey. It is. I know that sounds weird, but it's true. Grief is this horribly ugly, disgusting monster that haunts your dreams and fills the pit of your stomach, drags your heart to the depths of the ocean, and makes you feel numb, all at the same time. Grief is part disbelief and part raw acceptance, sudden acceptance, shoved in your face. Then grief becomes normalcy. Grief becomes perseverance as you go day by day, breath in, breath out, trying to push through all of the things that you used to do before, trying to get through your workday, trying to have those phone conversations with your family and your friends like nothing changed, but in reality, your whole world is collapsing. And all you can do is stand by and watch it crumble. Grief is days blurring together, mixed with nights. Weeks have gone by, months, years sometimes. And it feels like it was just yesterday and simultaneously a lifetime ago. Loss. What a horrible thing. What a treacherous part of the human experience. But loss has a flip side, just like everything else. Loss also means grief, and grief means having something that was so beautiful while it was around, and losing it hurts. That's what grief is. So really, grief is this price that we pay to love and to experience that amazing, true love. I know it's not fair, but it's a trade-off, you know? What are you going to do? Are you going to spend your life refusing to let anyone in, refusing to get close to anyone because the fear of losing them far outweighs any benefit that you can foresee in the future? I used to be that way. It's true. I was highly depressed when I was younger. I still deal with depression from time to time. But I've learned better coping mechanisms and management skills at this point. But I definitely had some childhood depression, especially in middle school and early high school. And that was my philosophy, is why should I bother getting close to anyone? Why should I get to know my family members? Why should I allow them to love me if one day I will just be gone? Wow. What a sad existence, right? I thought that my absence was doing them a favor. If I never impacted the lives of those around me, they wouldn't miss me when I was no longer there. And I think those deep thoughts of mine and those kind of convoluted feelings, they came from, some childhood trauma I had, some absentee parenting, some non-existent father figures, and dealing with, the fact that my mom was a little bit older and she had some health issues, and losing her was my greatest fear. It's true. So it was just easier if I kept myself at a distance. And I was so wrong. I was so wrong. It's okay to be wrong, by the way. It's okay to change your mind. I had a really beautiful series of years with her before she passed away in 2019, and our relationship was better than ever. We were so close, and I am so thankful for that time every single day. Because in actuality, you don't get that time back. And I know that just sounds cliche, but I don't think you understand the value of time until it runs out. I'll say that again in case it needs to set in. You don't understand the value of time until time runs out. So true. So, if you know what I'm talking about, if you've been where I've been, if you are a person living with grief, that's okay. It's okay. Sometimes grief is this nasty little monster that pops up, and other times grief is kind of like a warm sweater. Grief is a reminder of a person or a place or a time in your life that was beautiful and that was worth memories and shaped you as a person. And that is something to be grateful for. Sorry to have such a heavy subject matter. I just feel that it's important. We shy away from these things that are deep or touchy or emotional, and if we don't talk about them, if we don't express them, who will? No one. We'll bottle it up inside, and then those feelings like grief and resentment and regret and mistakes, whatever it is, you shove them down, you forget about them, or so you think, but your body, your physical body, keeps the score. That manifests as illness and anxiety, insomnia. It's just not healthy. And if we're not able to have these kind of discussions with ourselves, then we definitely can't have these discussions with our friends or our coworkers or our family members or spouses, significant others, whatever, strangers even. And then we just don't talk about these giant feelings. And you can say whatever you want. It's okay if you want to say like F your feelings, or that I'm weak or I'm soft, and that's fine. Truly, I hope that one day you can find the strength to deal with your emotions. I hope that one day you can find the vulnerability and the self-assuredness to face these inner demons and to conquer them and to grow with them, hold hands with them, dance with them, because that's how you progress. That's how you evolve. That's how we grow, is by shining a light on our shadow selves. And if we're able to pull ourselves out of these pits, then we can help others too. All right, friends. Thanks for bearing with me today. It was a heavy one. I love you. Take some good deep breaths. Go out and touch grass. Whatever you have to do. Listen to some good music. Just know that you're not alone. And I hope you have an amazing day.